Hey guys, so as you just saw, I have been finally getting my pantry put together from all of the preserving that we have done this year. So now that it is all put together, I thought I'd give you a quick tour. So my space is a little tight in here and I will bring you up closer, but I wanted to try and give you a little bit of a lengthwise view of the pantry. This is all just the stuff that I have preserved. Like our normal everyday pantry is upstairs in the kitchen. So yeah, this is all just stuff that I have preserved. And yeah, let's go through it. All right, so a lot of this stuff is actually still from last year because we didn't go through it. Up here is tomato juice. Actually, these were this year. I did them in March, it looks like. Yeah, January, March. And it was just with all of the frozen tomatoes I still had from 2023's garden, which I also have a bunch of tomatoes frozen from 2024 garden. So we'll probably be doing more of this later this year. So pretty much all of the tomato products that you see here are from 2023's garden. So I really wish I had done some more crushed tomatoes, but honestly, I think this will probably last us for the rest of this year or pretty darn close. And then all of these and all of this tomato sauce is from the 2023 garden. If we get down here, it's the ketchups that I made also. Oh, no, it looks like I did do these in 2023. Yeah, so all of this. I did do some new things this year. So I did a Sloppy Joe base, which is super tasty. And the nice thing about this is that it used up a lot of my green peppers as well. And then the other thing I tried this year is this sweet and sour sauce, which I kind of separated a little bit, but also incredibly good from the Ball books. And along with that, it's actually a recipe for, it's a 2-for-1 kind of recipe. So you start with a base and then you split it, and half of it you add like pineapples and different seasonings, ginger, and then the other half you do more of a barbecue sauce style. I wasn't super fond of the final outcome of this, so I'm just calling it a barbecue sauce base because I probably will add other things to it when we open it. And then this was from last year. We made these mustards earlier this year. This one, the peach ale mustard, was from this fall. And our peach salsa, which turned out fantastic. And then we did do some salsa verde from this year, but I had quite a bit left from last year as well. And the thing about this salsa verde, so you can kind of see that this is pretty runny and it's delicious, but this was not roasted, whereas this is a roasted, and you can tell that it is not nearly as runny as the other one. So in the future, this one is better for like dipping chips in and stuff. This is better if you're going to do like a green pork chili verde or something like that. I also did some salsa ranchera this year. We've not opened this yet, so not sure what we're going to think of it, but it tasted good going into the jars. And then, like I said, sweet and sour sauce, enchilada sauce. This is all, again, from last year. So if we keep going down this direction after our salsas, we have still a bunch of tomato jam. 2019. It still tastes great. I just opened a jar recently and it's fine, so I'll just keep eating it. This is one of the reasons, however, that you take your rings off of your jars so that when you have old jars like this, it's really obvious if the seal has broken. We made some strawberry jalapeno jam this year, which is quite delicious. And then our peach elderflower butter and some peach jam from last year. Also apricot jam from last year. And then pretty much all of the rest of these jams are, you know, a little on the older side. So we have some cherry preserves, some lingonberry preserves, and then up on top, like I said, we have the tomato juices, and then just more jams that I could not fit on this row here. These are from this year. You guys, seriously, you have to try this stuff. It is so good. So good. And then back up here on top, these are all I have some freeze-dried stuff up here. And then I have calendula and some chamomile, and then like basil, dill seed, that's some lavender, some lemongrass, oregano, rosemary, sage, all up there. And then if we kind of twist around here, this is kind of my storage shelf for like, well, it's actually kind of become my freeze-dried storage shelf. It used to be for things like the juicer and extra saran wrap and that kind of stuff, but that has kind of all ended up mostly in the garage. So here we have a whole bunch of parsley and basil. We have some zucchini, celery here, cilantro. This down here is, I think I have some apple pie filling, chicken broth, and then these are various dried zucchini, some leek powder, purple basil, some carrots. And these are actually some really old cider that I am not sure if it's even good anymore, but we're going to still try it. And then that down there is our apple cider vinegar made from apple cider that we squeezed last year, made it into hard cider, and then have let it become apple cider vinegar. You may hear some people talking about making apple cider vinegar from apple scraps, which you definitely can do, but this vinegar is actual true cider vinegar. I'm not really sure the best way to describe it, because apple scrap vinegar is made by putting water with apple scraps and letting that ferment. And this is made from actual apple juice. So that's that shelf. And then we have enough, oh, well, this is beef stock. Just have a few cans of that left. That's some smoked salmon. And then we have enough chicken stock to last us a good long time. Most of this, like almost all of that down there, was made from what the last batch I did. Well, David makes this chicken stock and I can it. But that was from our Thanksgiving turkey and several chicken carcasses that we had saved. So lots and lots of chicken stock, but we do go through it. And so again, this Bloody Mary mix, I did this at the same time that I did the tomato juice up there last winter. And then I did do a few new marinara sauces this year. This was the last of kind of the pizza and marinara sauce for the 2023 garden. And we obviously do go through it. This used to be like half of this shelf. So we definitely go through that. So I made some, I did make a couple of smaller just half pints, because I thought since we use it for like if I'm making calzones or something, a lot of times we don't need, or even just 2 pizzas, we don't need an entire pint. And then sometimes it ends up going to waste. So I just thought doing some in half pint jars would be great for the 2 of us. Then down here, again, this is all from last year. Relishes, just dill and sweet relishes and a corn relish. And then applesauce. Let's see, some of this is, yeah, oh no, it is from 2023. And then I made some more applesauce. This has also raisins in it. You can kind of see there. So it's kind of more like a compote kind of thing. And lots of cinnamon and cloves and stuff like that. This is our faux pineapple. And unfortunately, well, I'm glad I didn't make a whole ton of it. It's okay. I actually used it for the first time last night in some calzones, and it approximates pineapple texture, not so great. And I would also say that it's not acidic enough, even though I used pineapple juice. I think it's just too sweet, so maybe I will try it one more time, but I will use, I will add more lemon juice to it so it has a more acidic flavor to it. So the lighting isn't great down here, but these are some of the hot sauces that we did. Sadly, some of the peach ones were fermented and some of them were not. And I can't remember which is which. I think this is the fermented one. Yes, it is, because it had a lot more liquid in it. So these are the fermented, this is non-fermented. And then have some still from last year. And then we also did this Serrano hot sauce here. These are from last year. Here we have all of our pickled peppers. So these are actually from, 2023. But all of the banana peppers, which I have, all of these are banana peppers. That's how well my banana peppers did this year. And then a couple of jars of the pepperoncinis and some cowboy candy. And then I did do bread and butter pickles this year as well. And then these guys down here are some dill pickles from 2022. They should still be okay, but we do need to go through them and we have quite a few still. So, and then let's see, over here is mostly, it's all of my like canning jar boxes. So when I empty things from here, they will go into these boxes for next time. And then I have some of my garlic. These are my hardneck garlic that are left. And then I have several of my pumpkins down here as well. Up here are my soft neck garlic from this year. And a whole ton of dried peppers. So these yellow guys are the Christian. And they're kind of cayenne-like, just yellow. And then behind them, these are all chili DR bowls. This came off of a single plant, if you can believe it. All of those peppers. Over here are our paprikas, which did great this year as well. And a whole ton of cayennes. And I actually gave away a whole lot of cayennes that I had dried as well to a friend of mine. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with all of those. Not probably. I'm going to make some kind of a hot sauce out of them. Maybe try for a Frank's. I think that uses cayennes. Something like that. If you have any ideas for hot sauces using cayennes, let me know. And that, you guys, is the pantry. I know it definitely is not as big and impressive as some people's pantries, but I am pretty darn proud of it. And that it is all put together and ready to go for the season makes me even happier. And you would have heard me, if you saw my pantry tour from last year, you would have heard me talk about the pantry challenge that a lot of my fellow homesteaders are doing for, some are just for January, some for January and February. I believe it's Three Rivers Homestead who kind of started this idea, and a lot of folks do it, and I think it's a fantastic idea. Unfortunately, it's not something that we will be doing because I don't do most of our cooking during the week because I work full-time and David does not. So he does a lot of the cooking, which I am very grateful for. But he has a hard enough time coming up with meals when we can go to the store on a regular basis. He has done a lot better as we have, gotten a pantry like this set up. He definitely has gotten a lot better about using these kinds of things and what's in our freezers. But it's more of a challenge for him. This isn't something that he, grew up doing like I did. And so I have not asked him to try and do a pantry challenge. Maybe someday we will, but not quite yet. So that is why we won't be participating in the pantry challenge. But I highly recommend it if you can give it a try, even if you can only do it for a week or two without going to the store a single time, and see if you can live off of what is in your pantries and freezers and fridge, and just see how it goes. You might be surprised at how, number one, you are forced to get creative, and number two, how much stuff you actually probably have in your house that you don't need to run to the store and get. I know our pantry upstairs, it desperately needs a going through and reorganization because I know that we have stuff in there that we have forgotten about. And thankfully, I do try to do that every year so we don't have things that are necessarily expiring, but we just forget that we have it, and then we end up buying another one, and then it goes in the pantry because we thought we didn't have any. Anyway, it's a really good exercise, and I do recommend it if you have the capacity to do so. Well, you guys, thanks so much for coming along with me this year. The garden, all of the challenges that we have had, I really, really appreciate everybody who comes along on this journey with me, and love to hear from you and how your 2024 went and what your plans are for 2025. Let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye.